Bonjour, bonjour. We are sticking with the subjunctive, part 3. This time we are going to be looking at regular nerdy IR verbs. The subjunctive is used after verbs expressing wishes, desires, emotion, doubts, fears, opinions, obligations, uncertainties, etc. It is used when the subject of the main clause is not the same as the subject of the dependent clause. What does that mean? Which just means there are two subjects. If you just use one subject, there's no subjunctive. Elle souhaite dîner plus tôt. She wants to eat dinner earlier. But if there are two subjects, elle souhaite que nous dînions plus tôt. She wants that we eat earlier. But we would say she wants us to eat earlier. Phrased completely differently in English. In the last lesson, we looked at using the subjunctive with adjectives and emotions. Here we are staying touchy-feely, and we are going to be looking this time at verbs rather than adjectives that convey emotions, feelings and doubts. And then at the end of the lesson, we will look at what happens when you think, when you believe and when you hope something. We are going to concentrate on nerdy regular IR verbs. So first of all, let's conjugate one of them, which is finir, in the present indicative. That means just conjugate it in a normal kind of way. Je finis, ending is. Tu finis, is. Ils, elles ont fini, it. Nous finissons. Now you get this issing around. You must iss around for the plural lot. Vous finissez. Ils, elles finissent. So it's is, it. Ils sont, isse, is. But what happens when we put finir into the subjunctive? We form the subjunctive usually by taking the il, elle, the they form of the verb. We take off the ending, that ent, and we add on the endings e, ese, ions, iez, then we put back the ent for the last one. Let's take a look. So you can really hear the difference with these regular IR verbs, because now it's going to be que je finisse. So I finish is je finis, but that I finish, que je finisse, que tu finisses, with the es, qu'il ou quel ou quand finisse, que nous finissions, que vous finissiez, and qu'il and qu'elle finisse, which is spelled exactly the same way. Let's look at some of these touchy-feely verbs and these doubting Thomas verbs. The name in French for doubting Thomas is Thomas incrédule. Aimer que, to like that. Adorer que, to love that, to adore that. Détester que, to hate that. Regretter que, to regret that. Craindre que, to fear that. S'étonner que, to be surprised, wonder that. The IR verb, regular IR verb, to succeed or to manage. Réussir, réussir à. You succeed in the present indicative, the normal way, is tu réussis. I would like. Je voudrais. Je voudrais is actually from vouloir. It's been conjugated in the conditional mood. Here's Connie conditional. She's got her plank of wood behind her. The conditional is the would, that I would if I could mood. So in English we use would plus the verb. In French, the would bit is understood in the ending. So to form the conditional mood, you take the whole verb, otherwise known as the infinitive, which is why we've got Mr. Buzz Lightyear there. Mr. Infinitive to infinitive and beyond. You have your infinitive and you add on, it just so happens, the very same endings that you use for the imperfect. But of course the imperfect, you use the stem from nous, don't you, from the present tense. There are exceptions to this rule, and voudrait is one of them because it comes from vouloir, but of course the usual suspects are irregular. But if you take a verb like aimer, to like, and you want to say I would like using aimer, you take the infinitive, the whole verb aimer, and then the ending for je is ais. J'aimerais, j'aimerais, I would like. Another way of saying je voudrais. Using j'aimerais, I would like you to succeed in life. I would like that you succeed in life. J'aimerais que tu réussisses dans la vie. So you go from tu réussis to que tu réussisses. Réussir also means to pass when talking about exams. Réussir un examen is to pass an exam. Now we get confused because there is passer un examen, but it does not mean to pass an exam in French. It means to take an exam, to sit an exam. Very confusing. The teachers would like you, addressing vous, to pass your exams. So the teachers would like, you take aimer, the infinitive, the whole verb. Now you need to add on the ending for il and l, which is A-I-E-N-T, just like the imperfect. Les profs, les professeurs, les enseignants, les enseignantes aimeraient que vous réussissiez vos examens. Look at all the S's there. Aimerait sounds like j'aimerais, but you've got the extra silent ENT. We're going to practice these IR verbs. So once again, we've got a regular IR verb, réfléchir. Let's conjugate it in the present indicative. Je réfléchis. Tu réfléchis. Ils, elles, ont réfléchi. So we've got IS, IS, IT. Nous réfléchissons. Vous réfléchissez. And the all-important one for the subjunctive, ils, elles réfléchissent, because we need that one to form the subjunctive, that last il and elle, they conjugation. So let's do réfléchir in the subjunctive mood. You take the stem of the il, elle, the they conjugation. Que je réfléchisse. You go from je réfléchis to que je réfléchisse. Que tu réfléchisses. Qu'il ou quel ou qu'on réfléchisse. Que nous réfléchissions. Que vous réfléchissiez. Qu'il ou qu'elle réfléchisse. So what's that verb again? We do have to think, which is penser. But if you're thinking hard, thinking something over, reflecting on, considering, mulling over, the French will use réfléchir à. I love using adorer. I love that he always mulls it over first. Notice the donkey face. J'adore qu'il y réfléchisse toujours, d'abord. Tricky, huh? Mum loves that you always finish your meals. We're going to use adorer and we're addressing tu. Maman adore que tu finisses toujours tes repas. Another IR verb, regular nerdy IR verb, to fill up, to fill out, to fill up a glass, to fill up a cup, to fill out a form. Remplir. Only halfway is qu'à moitié. Qu'à moitié. Remember that ne que only sandwich? Qu'à moitié, only halfway. I hate that the waiter only fills our glasses halfway. Je déteste que le serveur ne remplisse qu'à moitié nos verres. To choose, to pick, another nerdy regular IR verb. Choisir. She hates that they never pick her for the team. Elle déteste qu'il ou qu'elle ne la choisisse jamais pour l'équipe. To disobey, another IR verb. Désobéir à. I regret that my children disobey her so often. We would say I'm sorry, but you can say I regret in French. Disobey to her. Je regrette que mes enfants, lui, to her, désobéissent si souvent. To applaud, another IR verb. Applaudir. We regret that no one is applauding him. We're sorry. On regrette que personne ne l'applaudisse. Nous regrettons que personne ne l'applaudisse. To get oneself dirty, another IR verb. Se salir. You get dirty in the present indicative, the normal way of conjugating. Tu te salis. I fear, using craindre, I fear that you'll get dirty if you don't use a napkin. We're addressing tu. Je crains que tu te salisses si tu ne te sers pas d'une serviette. So the most common way of saying to use is se servir de. To invade, take over. Envahir. We fear, using craindre, we fear that they'll invade us if we don't make peace soon. On craint qu'il ou qu'elle nous envahisse si on ne fait pas la paix bientôt. Nous craignons qu'il ou qu'elle nous envahisse si nous ne faisons, which is why the pheasant is there, si nous ne faisons pas la paix bientôt. To put on weight, another IR verb. Grossir. The doctor is surprised that I put on weight so easily. Le docteur, le médecin, s'étonne que je grossisse si facilement. To seize, to grab, to enter, to understand, carpe diem. Another IR verb. Saisir. They're surprised that you don't seize this opportunity. Addressing vous. Il ou elle s'étonne que vous ne saisissiez pas cette occasion. There is the French word opportunité, but they tend to use occasion more. Here are some more emotional verbs. Supporter que. To stand, to bear that. I can't bear it, I can't stand it. Supporter que. Apprécier que. To appreciate that. Refuser que. To refuse that. Accepter que. To accept that. Douter que. To doubt, which is often used for to suspect. Douter que. Let's have another go at conjugating a nerdy regular IR verb, both in the present indicative and in the present subjunctive, just to get our brains used to the patterns. Vieillir, to age, to grow old. Je vieillis. Tu vieillis. Ils, elles ont vieilli. Nous vieillissons. Vous vieillissez. Ils, elles vieillissent. Now we need that il, elle to give us the subjunctive mood stem. Que je vieillisse. Que tu vieillisses. Qu'il ou qu'elle ou qu'on vieillisse. Que nous vieillissions. Que vous vieillissiez. Qu'il ou qu'elle vieillisse. To grow old, to age. Vieillir. Yeehaw, Grandma. My children can't stand that I'm getting older. Mes enfants ne supportent pas que je vieillisse. To react is another IR verb. Réagir. In the present indicative, you react using tu. Tu réagis, IS. But we're not using the present indicative, we are using the present subjunctive. I don't appreciate you reacting like that, addressing tu. Je n'apprécie pas que tu réagisses comme ça. Okay, another regular IR verb, atterrir. You've got the word terre there, land. It does mean to land, like to land a plane. Atterrir. In the present indicative, j'atterris. Tu atterris. Ils, elles ont atterri. Nous atterrissons. Vous atterrissez. Ils, elles atterrissent. You can use atterrir in a figurative kind of way as well to say, I landed at someone's place, or I landed in Paris, not in an aeroplane, you just went there. Okay, atterrir in the subjunctive mood. Que je atterrisse. Que tu atterrisses. Qu'il ou qu'elle ou qu'on atterrisse. Que nous atterrissions. Que vous atterrissiez. Qu'ils ou qu'elles atterrissent. To heal, another IR verb. Guérir. She refuses that I heal her. Elle refuse que je la guérisse. To grow up, to get taller, another IR verb. Grandir. My parents don't accept that I'm growing up. Mes parents n'acceptent pas que je grandisse. Land, earth, soil, the earth. La terre. To land is atterrir. He doubts that the aeroplane will land on time. Il doute que l'avion atterrisse à l'heure. So we had attend, which is in time, on time, à l'heure. The word for a runway is une piste, which is also the word for a slope. If you want to clarify, you can say une piste d'atterrissage, a landing strip. To obey, another IR verb, obéir à. I doubt that the children will obey them. Je doute que les enfants leur obéissent. Now we have a little problem here because subjunctive is about emotions, doubts, uncertainties. So, if you do not doubt, you do not use the subjunctive because there is no doubt. Therefore, the subjunctive is gone. I don't doubt that the aeroplane will land on time. Je ne doute pas que l'avion atterrit, the present indicative, à l'heure. Now we've used the future tense here, Will is our future tense in English. Will land on time. There is a future tense in French, but you can use the present tense in French to indicate the future, which is handy. If you do want to know how to form the future tense, it's very much like the conditional. You take the infinitive, the whole verb, and this time your special will future endings are AI, ASA, ONS, EZ, ONT. You may ask yourself, how will I remember those? Well, actually, those are the endings when you conjugate avoir in the present tense. So you've got avoir, I have, j'ai, tu as, AS, il, elle, on a. Nous avons, vous avez, ils, elles ont. So just for the nous and the vous, you take off the AV, but they are the endings for the future tense, for the will tense. To land, atterrir. The aeroplane will land on time using the future tense this time. L'avion atterrira. You use the whole verb atterrir. Then the singular little a, atterrira à l'heure. So another way of saying I don't doubt that the aeroplane will land on time is to use the future tense, but you can use the present tense. If you use the future tense, it will be je ne doute pas que l'avion atterrira à l'heure. To think that, penser que. To believe that, which is often used in French instead of to think that. Croire que. When pigs might fly, I'll believe it. Croire que. To hope that, fingers crossed. Espérer que. All these verbs trigger the subjunctive in the negative and the interrogative. So the negative, when you are saying you don't think, you don't believe, you don't hope. Interrogative just means questions, an interrogation. You're asking questions. You use the subjunctive for the negative, don't think, don't believe, don't hope, and the interrogative, because when you're asking questions, you don't know what the answer will be. It's uncertain. However, when you do think, when you do believe, when you do hope, the uncertainty is gone. So in the affirmative of these three verbs, you do not use the subjunctive because the uncertainty is gone. I do think, I do believe. I think that he's finishing soon. In the positive, which is called affirmative in the grammar books, in the affirmative, no subjunctive because you do think. Je pense qu'il finit bientôt. You've conjugated finir in the present indicative. I don't think he finishes on time usually. There's some doubt here, so we do need the subjunctive. Je ne pense pas qu'il finisse à l'heure d'habitude. A question using to. Do you think he finishes on time every day? We don't know what the response is going to be. It's uncertain. We use the subjunctive. Tu penses qu'ils finissent à l'heure tous les jours? To feed, I verb. Think nourishment. Nourrir. I think we're going to use believe. I believe that she's feeding their cats. I believe it to be true. No subjunctive. It's the affirmative. Je crois qu'elle nourrit leur chat. Okay, we're using croire for all of these. I don't think, I don't believe she's feeding their cats, but it's not sure. Je ne crois pas qu'elles nourrissent leur chat. Using to again, the question, do you think she's feeding their cats? We don't know what the response will be. We need the subjunctive. Tu crois qu'elles nourrissent leur chat? To be sick, another IR verb. Vomir. I hope you don't vomit, using tu. Affirmative, no subjunctive. J'espère que tu ne vomis pas. Don't be ridiculous. I don't hope that you vomit, addressing tu. I don't hope. Okay, with the negative, you use the subjunctive. Ne sois pas ridicule. Je n'espère pas que tu vomisses. And finally, the interrogative, which brings up the subjunctive, addressing tu. Do you hope he succeeds? Tu espères qu'il réussisse? Et voilà, les amis. I know it's tricky. It's tricky because it will feel quite new. Persevere, persevere, persevere. You can do this. And even if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. It will help you to understand more French. And that's brilliant. Bravo. À la prochaine fois.